Welcome back to CBS 4K, and this is something we've all been waiting for. Total War Warhammer 40K. Some of you are surprised that it happened. Some of you actually didn't think it was going to happen. Others of you were like me, who just assumed it would happen because Warhammer Fantasy has been so great for CA these past few years, and they just had to keep that gravy train running. I suspected they might be losing interest in Fantasy Warhammer. The way they've been sort of just letting updates just go undone. Do you know what I mean? So, before we begin, I'm going to just play the video in its full list, and then we're going to talk about it afterwards. We're going to go over and break it down, okay? But first, let's just watch it in its entirety. Alright. Get comfortable, because this is going to be a long one.
In the grim darkness of the far future, every soul's survival hangs by a thread. Mankind is beset by endless tides of aliens, traitors, and demons. Across countless worlds, battles rage. Lead your armies. Conquer worlds. Fight on as the galaxy burns. For there is no peace amongst the stars. There is only war.
Alright. I am both hyped and very trepidatious about this whole thing. I don't know if it's going to be bad or good. I just know that CA has been making a lot of mistakes lately. Now, most of it, to be fair, has been with poor management. We'll say it like that. Let's say it like that. Poor management. Have they learned lessons from the past few years? Particularly after Hyenas, particularly after Pharaoh, particularly after Warhammer 3's, I wouldn't say failure on, but okay. Total War Warhammer 1 and 2. 2 particularly. 2 was their opus magnus on their current engine, and basically them doing their best. They outdid themselves with 2. 2 was some of their best stuff with Mortal Empires. Mortal Empires was genius. 3, things started to fall. I'm gonna say a fall off. You know what? It was falling off. There was problems with various bugs in the game. A lot of the DLC was overpriced. People were really starting to feel the pinch from the other 2 games. The Chaos Realms, the initial story DLC was, I want to say, terrible. It wasn't up to snuff with what they usually do. So overall, I feel like 3 was a letdown. 2 had its problems as well. Like, overall, the Warhammer games had their problems, but at their core, they were playable and they were fun for a lot of people. I know I enjoyed some of the campaigns, but I'm not happy to see 40K come up, because I know they're going to stop working on Immortal Empires, and I think that's a little unfair, because a lot of us have really enjoyed the Warhammer 1, 2, and 3, and to just say, yeah, we're done with it, bye, kind of feels like you betrayed us. Kind of just feels like you swindled us for our cash and it's just leaving. I'm not saying I'm angry. I'm just saying it is what it is. It is what it is. So, before we begin, I just wanted to get that. I wanted to get that chunk out of the way of my gripes with CA, and I can now focus fully on what to be excited for in this thing. Now, I don't want to don't get too hyped. This is super early. All right? We barely know anything. At best, we have a few screenshots and a little bit of gameplay, and some of the cinematics might have pointed out what was to come. But yeah, let's jump ahead a little bit on it. All right, it looks like ships are going to be dropping people off and dropping off equipment. That's going to be cool. It's going to be interesting seeing the maps, the battlefield maps. I think the maps will probably be good. I don't think they'll do Primax at the beginning. They might do just captains. Okay. I'm seeing multiple ships here. I'm hoping they do space combat. I'm really hoping. Because there's a lot of space combat games out there. And I think I've said this before, but all you have to do really, CA, is copy paste. No one's going to get too mad at you, especially after you got rid of naval battles in the Warhammer Fantasy. That was... Can I just say, you really shouldn't have done that. I know some people said, well, they didn't know what to do with it, but you could have really sat down and really just worked on it and cranked out something pretty good for that. But instead, you sort of let it go. But that's what I'm hoping here, that they can rectify that mistake and have multiple ships in a fleet, and you can have a big fleet battles to protect a planet or to help invade a planet, and you like have a fleet, and it's like, that'd be so... Like, Star Wars Empire at War is one of my favorite Star Wars games, and very few other games can be huge on that scale because it's like multiple planets. You can fight battles in space on planets, and it was such a layered experience. It felt like I was in charge of a intergalactic war. It was hard to produce. Very few games have space combat and land combat. You could be that, CA, if you play your cards right here. Hopefully you do. Okay. Let's look at this again. You can take turn. I'm curious to see what kind of loadouts we can do with the troops here. Like, it's fairly simple assault weapons. Okay, orcs have been confirmed. It'd be kind of cruel if they put them in here and didn't have them in the game. Again, multiple ship shot. Deep strike. Oh, okay. Oh, let's go back here. Because purgant. Okay, I looked it up. It's purgation. I don't ever use that word, so it's purgation is fascinating, and I'm guessing this is the planet name. So you're basically trying to remove all the enemies in this area. I wonder if they'll be able. Okay, so this is a different mission type. Interesting. You're not just fighting the greens; that you're actually trying to purge them. And this one is a deep strike. So it's to fight on multiple fronts here. I wonder if you're going to have maps on planets, like specific planets you're going to. And you're going to have the different missions to do to secure them from not just greenskins, but, well, whatever you find there. Like the demons of chaos. Like, okay. By the way, in 40K, there's demons there because, why not? In fact, I think that they're considered the main antagonists to the Empire of Man, and the Greenskins are also one of their main, and well, they have a lot of antagonists. But overall, the Empire of Man is kind of fighting wars all over the place. So there's a grimness to what this war, armored response. So okay, you're going to be able to unleash tanks and war machines within your armies too. That will be very unique to this game as well. And could you imagine if they have you like reinforce or help out various locations in a certain planet by sending a ship and sending your forces in there to help out the Imperial Guard on that planet? That would be a very interesting playstyle for it. Also, you can have the Greenskins come to multiple planets at once, or like instead of how we usually build an empire in Total War, we instead use the ship as the main hub, and we sort of build our technology or entire everything on that ship, on that flagship / mothership, and that'd be the armies, there'd be their research, their technology, their weapons, their loadout, all of it would be on that ship. If you lose it, you lose that entire force. Oh man, that'd be cool. With veterans, different characters in there. You can have different agents. Oh my. This is such a good IP. If they pull this off, look at that tank. I don't even know what that is. That is so. This is such a good IP. And if CA does this, this will probably be their greatest Total War they've ever created. Like straight up, this will probably be one of the greatest ones they've ever created. It will surpass all the others if they know what they're doing. Like, and it's going to be like a struggle for medieval to. Well, I say that, but. All arms response. Ooh. Prepare for redeployment. So it's basically collecting all the troops and moving to another planet. I'm guessing you'll start off with like a few sectors of space, and it won't unlock the entire Milky Way galaxy. That's where this takes place, by the way. The Milky Way galaxy is the main. Is a central location of the entire Warhammer 40K war. Against humanity's war against everything. So now we got that out of the way, we can shift over to what little gameplay we got. That was just a teaser. This is what it was really. Okay, I'm hoping there's fighter ships in space. Hold on. Before we begin with that, I'm hoping there's like we have dogfights in space. That has been one of my greatest hopes in gaming, is that we eventually get to dogfights, because dogfights are pretty cool already. But if you add that into space combat and to ground combat and just having just all those things going at once, you could make a really, really good game if you guys pull this off. If CA can pull this off, this will probably, again, one of the greatest games out there. But we're jumping ahead. I don't know the name of that ship, but I just know it looks pretty awesome. That's all we need to know. Stop it right here. All right. So we got. I'm guessing we got the ammo or the unit's life bar here, and we have different. We have different heads. We got Terminator armor. We got regular troops, and we got with different weapons. We have dreadnoughts. We got tanks. Okay. There could be more here. You know what I mean? This could not just be the end of how much you can do, because it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 4 rows. 3 out of that's 12 units. You have 12 units. And this is like, there's a mini map here. I'm just gonna wait for this stuff. Okay, and there's a pause, and there's a play. I don't see like an enhanced speed thing. And there's like, seems like there's various orders here. I don't even want to guess what those are in the corner here. I'm guessing they're like something you can tell the troops to do. Yeah. Okay. Oh, look at the customization. And you're gonna unit. Yeah, that's good too. You can see what the units are on. That's a good thing. That is a really good thing, because you know what kind of unit you're dealing with. You're dealing with a flamer. You're dealing with a tank. You're dealing with that, and you'll see what you're. This assault marines right here. So there's a good mix of melee and range combat. CA. Can you do this, CA? Because I know you can do melee combat. We've seen it all over the place. Range combat, you can also do that. But to do them both together in such a wide and massive thing. And not only that, but to have massive behemoth units like tanks and mechs. Can you do all of this, CA? Can you do all this? So we got blue units and we got light blue units. I'm guessing those are Imperial Guard. I can't really see from here for the blue ones. And we got the customization. Look at the colors. You got a big faceless. I'm guessing that's the leader of the squad. Different helmets. And then you can do orbital strikes. Aerial strikes. Yes. Yes. And you haven't left the map. You're still using the... Oh, yes. Okay, so this is... Oh. How good is this going to be? Okay, so you can do orbital bombardment. You can add to your... Is that adding to your fleet? There's money, and I'm guessing there's resources up there. That looks like the captain or like the general or admiral or whatever. The head of the army. I wonder if you lose bonuses if you die. Oh man, it was got a character. Oh, come on, CA. I know you've been messing up lately. And then there's the intern button in the corner there. There's diplomacy. I think that that one right there is the diplomacy, and the one right next to is the faction button. On the very right is the faction button. Next is the diplomacy button. The middle one is the Galactic Viewer. The one left of that is, I think, is the ship. Is like your main ship, your main forces. Yeah, the last one on the left is, I don't know what that is. Maybe it's your victory conditions or achievements or something, or your records of your combat, something that is much more detailed than what's going on. Can you do an exterminatus if it's necessary on a planet? I see another ship over there. Now we're just getting an idea of the Space Marines. So the question is, and a little bit of taste of the Greenskins. I haven't seen much with the Imperial Guard in this, but I'm guessing they might do the Imperial Guard. I also think they're probably doing Eldar. Let's just go check Steam. Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, I see it now. Yeah, I think that might be an Eldar. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. But yeah. Yeah, okay. Here's a much better picture of it. Yeah, that's an Eldari. So I'm guessing there is going to be Greenskins and maybe Imperial Guard. They might be just a secondary race. We might just get 3 races. Space Marines, or Greenskins, and Eldar. And the Imperial Guard is sort of like a neutral faction. Oh, here they are. Space Marines. Orcs. Eldar. Astra Militarum. Prefer personalize your army. Oh. Okay, what's personalize? Name your warband. Choose its sacred colors. It blazons a regiment with an array of iconography that strikes fear into the hearts of enemies. Tailor your faction's combat philosophy for both campaign and battle, arming them with your own unique fusion of devastating tactical abilities, signature traits, and arcane war gear. Step into battle with the renowned sub-factions. Okay, so basically, you can dress them up. You can customize them any way you want to. That was a good showcase in the video. Your customization is almost endless for that. But it's going to be within of the Warhammer realm, I'm guessing. So you if you want to do Ultramarines, you can do Ultramarines. If you want to do Blood Angels, you can do Blood Angels. And so on and so forth. If you want to do a Cadian battle group, yeah. Yeah, you can do that. Waging war. Oh, please. Before I read this, please, CA, and everyone who will listen, please make space battles happen, bro. Just make it happen. Wage war across a galactic sandbox where there is no peace, only war. Expand your empire and turn by turn, capturing planets, upgrading fleets. I'm taking that as at least a maybe. Oh, man, I was supposed to not get too hyped for this because I don't know if this is going to be good yet, man. In the comment section, just tell me negative stuff about this game so I can bring my hype down. Do me a favor, man. Do me a solid, bro. Do me a solid. Because I don't want to get too hyped for this. Because I know it could be bad. You always want to have reasonable expectations. But this is literally a laundry list of stuff I wanted from a game like this. Manage your war economy as you carve a path through the stars to dominance. Fight to determine the fate of entire worlds. Conquer and develop strongholds. Bombard enemies from orbit and deploy your armies to ground to engage in breathtaking real-time battles over planetary installations and regions. And when threat becomes too great, consider unleashing your powerful weapons to erase entire planets from the... Oh, God. CA, please make this good. Please don't drop the ball here. This is the game that could make you the legends. This could make you into new legends. Could remake you a company already. You are already one of the great companies with media. You were already made with Rome Total War and Medieval Total War 2. The Shogun. But this could make you legendary if you pull this off. You might already be legendary, but this could seal the deal. So please, bring your A game. Okay. Also, space combat. Bring space combat. You just do it. All right. Don't argue with me. Just say yeah. All right. And just do it. Do it. Do it. Command vast armies. That was the Emperor Palpatine for people who didn't know. Command vast armies of battle-hardened warriors in brutal tactical engagements across war-torn worlds and featuring distinct biomes, battlefield types, dynamic destruction. Recruit deadly arsenal faction-specific units, including powerful veterans, elite combat squads, towering walkers, and immense war machines. When the going gets tough, call in reinforcements to reignite the war effort. Strategic deployment of powerful abilities dominate the flow of battle, from haphazard artillery bombardments to aerial strafing runs, laser-powered strikes. Every impact reshapes the terrain, creating new cover and fresh tactical opportunities. They didn't mention space combat, but they implied several parts of it. Like, I'm not saying I would be completely disappointed if they didn't have space combat. I just say I would be a little. I wouldn't say I wouldn't. Oh yeah, it's gonna be releasing consoles too. I scoped that part out too. I don't know about that. Well, hopefully it works out. Because sometimes when it goes on console, I won't say they mess it up. Sometimes they just over. So that's a resource. I'm guessing that's reputation, maybe resources, and yeah. I'm very positive about this game right now. That's because it's very early, and this seems like the things I want in a game like this. But I also know CA, and I also know CA has a tendency to make errors that are very unfortunate, and I won't say ruin the fun, but it sort of slows down everybody's. It sort of causes problem for people to fully embrace their game. Because, like I said at the beginning, Total War Warhammer 3, it had its problems. We'll leave it at that. I won't go into detail. You can go for other people for that. But yeah, I am excited for it, but I'm also going to try and mitigate my expectations because I know what getting on a hype train can do if the hype doesn't live up to the game's release. We're looking at you, Cyberpunk. We're still looking at you. All right. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you could leave a like button If you could leave a like button. If you could leave a comment if you like what you heard, what I saw, and you want to add to it, or you have a different opinion. Your opinions are all welcome here. Just try and be as respectful as you can to other people. And for those who haven't subscribed yet, may I ask that you please subscribe now. And for those who haven't hit the like button, be my guest. Thank you so much for stopping by. All right, guys. Take care.